Hey, hi, I'm Chris. Welcome back to my channel. I'm doing 1,000 vlogs over 1,000 days, guys. 1,000 vlogs. I know, it's a lot, isn't it? But I'm so happy and lucky that you're here, and it's great. So if you could subscribe, a subscribe would be absolutely awesome. I'm in a great part of Plymouth, by the way. This is called Mountbatten. Look at that place behind me. It's part of, that was an encampment that was used during the Second World War, I believe, but it was built hundreds of years ago. But I'm not here for a history lesson today. I'm here to say the ones that will do you the most harm are probably the ones that are closest to you. Now that could be friends or even family sometimes, and it could be colleagues. They're the ones obviously that you already know, that you've probably got inside your inner circle. It's painful to hear that, isn't it? But it's a reality, it's true. And when you say it like that, well, it just means that the ones that are closest really can hurt you the most. Sometimes when you don't expect it. And yeah, how do you combat that? How do you overcome it? So I'm gonna sort of talk about, let's talk about your friends first of all, which we've done in depth, I think, on this channel. So I don't really want to labour the point of talking about that. But people are supposed to have your back, sometimes don't, and they're for very selfish reasons. They won't help you in any way, they won't do anything for you, and they just won't be there for you. And I think when you accept that, when you know that, and they can absolutely inflict so much damage on you as a person, I feel that, you know, the potential for harm is great from friends, and I guess subliminally in our minds that you know, as a friendship goes, we've kind of got a backdoor exit or egress, if you like, from that friendship. Something tells me though you'll probably feel it on the run up to it, and it won't be something that's pleasant, and your friendships will probably be suffering for a while, you know, and that is something that you've got to think about. But in terms of them causing you harm, it could mean anything, you know. Sometimes friends turn on each other in the most unlikely of places. It could be that a friend is taking a liking to your current partner, and you know, and they've been adulterous together or seeing each other behind your back, and that's happened more often than not, isn't it? And there are things that you think, well, you know, colleagues can do the dirty on you. You know, it could be a job that you're applying for, they've applied for it, they've got ahead of you, and they've been successful and literally got there on your coattails. And it could be, you know, in terms of family, you know, there could be all sorts of reasons. A lot of the reasons could be money. You know, it could be a loss in the family and everybody fighting over money over that. That'll certainly do it. So the ones that can absolutely cause you the most harm are the ones that are probably closest to you. Because let's be honest, the ones that have hurt you previously in the past, if they've been people that you've not known, well, you kind of brush it off, don't you? It doesn't mean that much because they're not that close to you. And because they're not that close to you, yeah, it's easy to shake it off. Yes, it still hurts, but not as much. And that's part of our psychological makeup. That's part of who we are as people, and we understand that. But people who are closest to you will leave the longest marks, the longest pain in your heart, in your mind. And how you deal with that and reconcile with that, well, that is a challenge in itself. I think when people who are in your family that do that to you, it almost never goes away. You never feel that it's something that you can eradicate. And because this person, if they're in your family, chances are you're going to see them. They're going to be around. You're going to hear about them. They're going to be people that you will more than likely have to see on occasion. And because, as Shakespeare would say, there's the rub, you know, there's that conflict, then that's something that will never leave and never go. And you can try and reconcile that and try and make good on it, you know. But it takes two people to solve a problem, I think. You know, you've got to understand that life is challenging at best, and the harm that the ones that are closest to you that can cause can stick around indefinitely, maybe. The ones that you experience occupationally won't necessarily be around for a long time. You may actually decide to shift jobs. You may think, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go off and go and work somewhere else because I feel more valued there. And in doing that, that relinquishes all the issues at your place of work, and you don't have that problem anymore. And that's probably one of the best things you can do if you experience the hurt or the pain of occupational endurance, shall we say, or injury. And you know, when you've got colleagues, friends, family, yeah, these places from which pain can sort of come from can hurt you. It really can. And you don't forget the pain, you don't forget the hurt. You will always remember it, but it's how you deal with it as you move on. You can't keep digging it up, you can't keep resurrecting it. And if you see that person, there's that awkwardness, isn't there, sometimes? And when you see each other, you clap eyes on each other, and it's really funny, isn't it? You know, I've got a situation today even where I've gone somewhere, I've met somebody for a coffee, and somebody I used to know in my former occupation, they felt really embarrassed at seeing me and awkward. Now I don't feel any of that. I'm just Chris, being me, being my authentic self. And I just feel sometimes if you have that sort of annoyance with somebody, the fact that they still feel it, well, that's on them. I'm a big adult, I've got big shoulders, I can take it. You should be able to take it as well. You're an adult, and if you can't take it, well, that's on you. And that's, I think, is the best way forward. It's the best way to sort of reconcile the future and what's to come. So the ones that do cause us the most harm, the most aggression, the most difficulties are the ones that are closest to us. On a rare occasion, you may get somebody that you don't know cause issue because of X, Y, and Z, for whatever reason that might be. I don't say it doesn't happen, it can happen, where people are awkward and difficult that you don't have any direct connection with, and it may well be because of some litigious matter or some extraneous issue that might be out there where you think, actually, you know, okay. And what happens then, though? It doesn't last, does it? It's like the taxman came after me last year for £1,000. Yes, I was annoyed. Yes, I was upset. Yes, it was an organisation who wanted the money off me. But is it something that will stay with me forever? I would probably suggest not. Has it hurt me or injured me in any way? Not really. Money comes, money goes. You can't really have the hurt in you about money. At least I don't. I don't think that's right to do that. Will I remember it probably in 6 months' time or a year's time? Maybe telling a story, but not in a way that means so much to me where I feel compelled to cry about it every single day, because that's not how we are as human beings. We don't let these big issues affect us in this way. But moving forward, going away from it, the biggest and greatest harm I've ever felt is from people that's closest to me, and that can be in a relationship. It can mean somebody being completely the opposite of how they've normally been to you. It could mean that them behaving in a way which you never thought they'd ever behave, and it could mean them acting in a way that they're giving you all this pain and difficulty, and you never ever for a second thought they'd ever behave that way. And that, my friends, is the difficulties of life and how we deal with it. So don't ever forget it. Don't let it consume you. And just put it to one side, because you don't want it to turn you into something that you're not. Because becoming bitter, becoming twisted, well, that's not who you are, and that's not who I am. And living life to the fullest is what it's all about. Anyway, on that note, thanks so much for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate this. This is part of my daily vlog series, and I will see you tomorrow on the next one. God bless, take care, see you then. Bye now.